How to do a hoodoo sulfur spell to keep the law and enemies away. Hello, my witchy peeps and family. It's your sister witch, your high priestess Kathy. And today I'm going to talk about sulfur, how to do a sulfur spell. And first, I want to talk about the medical purposes of sulfur and what was done when I was younger. Now, back in the day, a lot of people didn't have a lot of money to go to the doctor unless you were actually on death's door. Okay, so basically when there would be an outbreak of chicken pox or something like that in the community, a lot of the elders, a lot of the women would get together and make a salve, which I believe it was sulfur and water. And they would make a salve, kind of like a paste with it. And it was put on children and the people who were infected by the chicken pox. And this was to relieve the itching and also to heal the chicken pox and dry it up. I know that sounds gross, but that's what we did back in the day when I was a very little girl. So this was way back in the day, okay? And, most of the people who used it, actually would eventually heal from the chicken pox. But I will tell you guys, what I can remember of it is that it stinked high heaven. And it kind of smells like a cross between body gas and rotten eggs. So if you're going to use sulfur and you're working, I just want you to be aware that it's going to have a smell that you won't forget, okay? But from what I understand, as I went along my journey and I've learned things on my own doing witchcraft and learning different things, you can use sulfur in your hoodoo spells. So I'm going to get right into it, and it's going to kind of be like two different spells, but kind of like two spells in one. So I'll explain to you as we go along. Okay, what you want to do is make sure you get a red onion, okay? It's important. You want to make sure you cut the onion in half, and then out of that half an onion, you want to make sure you cut it into 4 quarters, or, quarter that half, all right? So you just make a slice horizontally and a slice vertically. And that will get you going on what you need to do and how to prepare your onions. Now, what you will need to do, now you want to make sure you get white sugar, not brown, but white, okay? And if you have sugar cubes, you can crush those up. You want to get a fine white sugar out of it, all right? So then you put your white sugar on top of your onions, the quartered onions that you have. Make sure you put about a tablespoon of sugar on each part of that onion, okay, that you have quartered. Now you want to get 1 tablespoon of sulfur and put it on each part of the red onions that you have, okay? So just put the sulfur right over the sugar there, and that will work for you. And make sure that you put it on top of a brown paper bag or something that will disintegrate very easily, okay? Now you want to take your contents of what you have just put together, and you want to bury it under your front doorway, or the front step. Now I realize that not everyone can do this, so what I would recommend is that you get a plant. Anything that has a flower pot. Okay, it can be flowers also in that flower pot. Now this is not meant to be buried in the backyard. You want this in your front yard. All right, so you want to make sure that you have your plant, and it doesn't matter if it is a big plant or a small plant. You just want to make sure that you dig around in there and put what you've created inside the pot there. Okay, so you're basically wanting to put it back in the dirt, put it back in nature and everything, and allow it to work that way. All right, so if you can't get the pot, or the plant or the flower plant that that you have just bought, then you can also put it inside your home. You just want to make sure you put it right around where the front door is, because I know that times are different. We're living in modern times, and not everyone has the ability to bury it under their doorstep or do any type of digging or anything like that around where you live. It could be that it's just impossible to do that, or also I wouldn't want any of you to get in trouble, to get a ticket or anything like that, or a fine for messing up something. So try it that way, and that is how you do that part. Now we're going to get right into part 2. Okay, to keep your enemies away, or a specific enemy away, you can get a brown paper bag or white paper, it doesn't matter. You want to make a circle or a spiral, and you want to write that person's name or the people's name as close as you can in that circle. And you can write their names inside of the circle if you have to, if you need more room. And also you can put in there the Bible verse. I believe it's Isaiah 54, chapter 17, 54, something like that. But it's about no weapons formed against me shall prosper. So you can put that in there as well. And that will complete your part for the petition. Now you want to get your petition paper, and you want to set 9 gold eye needles, okay, on top of the petition. And you want to make sure that you have prayed over it, consecrated it. I have those needles on my website, so you could just purchase them straight from me if you need to. Then you want to put your sulfur on top of the needles and petition, and then you want to get your bay leaves on top of all of that, and you can also crumble them up. I offer free bay leaves on my website, so take advantage of that. Now you would need to put your red pepper flakes or your whole dried chili on top of the bay leaves and everything that you've created there. And of course, I have them on my website. They are organic, but you can also use the little red pepper flakes that you get from like most pizzerias or Pizza Hut. That would be just as good as well. So make sure you have all of that on top. Now you are going to get a black or white chime candle, preferably black. You're going to make a little indentation inside your petition with the things that you've put on there, and you're going to light the bottom of the candle and make sure that it sticks real good to the petition. And you're going to light it. Remember, I said sulfur does have a smell, so make sure that you watch that. and open up the window so that you can keep it ventilated if you're going to do it inside. If you're afraid to do this type of work, or you wanting me to do this type of work for you, I would be happy to. This is serious inquiries only, please. You would have to set up a consultation with me so we can go over everything and then go ahead and get to the work that you need to have done. And like I said, I really do thank you all for listening and watching. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment under this video. I will have a few links in the description box where you can find what you need to order from my shop, or other things and other sources of information that you might need to know about or want to learn about. And as always, I thank you all for tuning into my channel and listening and watching. And I thank you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.